Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And that is so true. I am that lost sheep, and I stepped away and I wandered, and I know through Alpha that he does love me because he came after me and he brought me back to this.
Hey everyone, my name is Gabriel Lerma and I'm the director of Alpha in Illinois. I have the wonderful privilege of equipping and serving the church in its mission to help people discover and develop a relationship with Jesus.
And my name is Dan Ruda, and I'm a pastor at Mission Church in Bloomingdale, Illinois. Mission Church has been running Alpha now for 4 years, and we've witnessed God use it in such a powerful way. Not only to transform lives, but transform the culture of our church as well.
Now, we're also very excited to share with you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to impact thousands of lives through Alpha by helping double the number of churches running Alpha by 2022. Now, as you watch this video, we hope and pray that you'll lean in, you'll stay engaged, and be inspired to join the work God is doing through Alpha in this part of the country.
As many of you know, Alpha is a safe place for people to invite friends and explore questions of life, faith, and meaning. Alpha guests come as they are, and as they share their honest perspectives, they're listened to and loved right where they are. Alpha can be offered anywhere, in churches, homes, garages, around fire pits, on college campuses, and even in prisons. And this year, because of the limitations due to the coronavirus, Alpha Online has been an especially effective way to run Alpha. Alpha is not a program or a curriculum, it's an experience. Millions of people around the world, Catholic and Protestant, have experienced Alpha, and millions of people have encountered the love of God through Alpha. And behind every number, there's a name. So here's one of those names and one of those stories.
I have been married for 26 years, and I have 3 daughters, beautiful daughters. My background is in accounting. I am a corporate controller. Numbers, facts, everything for me has to be substantiated, documented, and audit proof. And so I feel like my whole life is like that. So in 2009, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and I made the decision to be her primary caregiver. I moved into my mom's home to take care of her and take her to all of her appointments and just be there and make sure that she had someone that she could count on 100%.
Now, in March of this year, churches across the country were faced with a new reality, and they had no choice but to shift all ministry from in-person to online. Now, some churches put their evangelistic efforts on pause. Others saw this difficult season as a unique opportunity to continue introducing people to Jesus, the ultimate source of hope in a time of fear and confusion. Now, one of the ways churches chose to bring a sense of hope to hurting people was through Alpha. And I'm excited to say that Alpha has demonstrated that it is pandemic proof. Now this year, there's been a 21% increase in area churches and organizations running Alpha. And because Alpha Online is light and flexible, churches ran more than one course, contributing to a 63% increase in Alpha courses. Now as a result, we believe we can reach 17,000 people this year.
In a season of reimagining ministry, churches like ours, Mission, ran Alpha Online. In doing so, our church, along with many others, witnessed people who wouldn't necessarily walk into a building, log on and try Alpha. Using platforms like Zoom and Google Meet, guests encountered radical hospitality, discovered the basics of Christianity, and dove deeper and quicker into relationships and friendships, even compared to being in person. In addition to Alpha Online, churches today are figuring out ways to run Alpha in person, in garages, at homes, and socially distanced in small groups. All that to say, God is using Alpha in so many different ways to meet people right where they're at.
When my mom passed away, I was angry. I went into this deep depression over her death. And, I had prayed so hard over her and every day through her sickness. And I felt like none of those prayers were answered. And so that took me away from my faith. I mean, I was angry, and I lost that trust. I stopped believing. In December 2019, I attended a Mass at Mission, which is outside of my comfort zone, and I cried through the sermon, and they were singing afterwards, and I'm crying through the songs, and it made me excited to come back a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And they kept talking about, these are what we're offering, and Alpha was a course that they offered, and it was basically the basic steps of Christianity. Going into Alpha, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it would be more of a classroom type. It wasn't. A lot of it was heartfelt questions that people had. And what really moved me about being in Alpha was the type of people that were in there. This environment lent to us being open and honest with each other, and it was non-judgmental, and it was caring, and it felt like you were talking to a friend, and it was healing, and it felt like counseling, but not. It was just really moving.
Right now, about 250 churches and organizations are running Alpha in Illinois, and we're on track to reach 17,000 people in 2020. Now, this is really exciting, and yet we believe God is calling us to more. That's why we are praying and participating with God to double the number of churches running Alpha by 2022. That means from 17,000 to more than 30,000 people introduced to Jesus. Chicagoland is already one of the largest and fastest growing regions in the U.S. for Alpha. And now, churches can offer courses both in person and online. This leads us to the opportunity we want to share with you today.
Double the churches, double the amount of people introduced to Jesus in a relevant and powerful way. Now, in order to resource and equip and meet the demand of growth, it will require the doubling of monthly donors faithfully supporting this work.
Alpha is a gift. It's free for churches to run, and it's free for guests to experience. We love giving Alpha away because we want to remove as many barriers as possible that would keep people from exploring faith. This means Alpha is 100% dependent on the generosity from you through gifts and monthly donations to not only sustain this amazing work, but to propel it into the future. Your monthly partnership with Alpha helps Alpha Chicago plan and execute on this year's goals, prepare for this exciting growth we just heard about by 2022, and position ourselves to be flexible with new opportunities as the world shifts, but people's questions don't.
At $50 a month, you can provide 40 people a safe place to be real and ask questions about life and faith. At $150 a month, you'd be partnering with Alpha to resource and train multiple churches on how to run Alpha effectively, multiplying their impact and introducing hundreds of people to Jesus. Now, if you've given a one-time gift to Alpha in the past, thank you so much. It really matters. Today, I'd love to invite you to be part of our growing community of monthly partners.
Finally, if you haven't had a chance to support Alpha financially, you can start today on a monthly basis at the level you are comfortable with. Your generosity directly leads to life change for guests in Alpha. Thank you for allowing us to share some of the ways God is using Alpha to help people discover faith and hope in this season. And thank you for your partnership in Alpha.
When the decision was made to go online versus these smaller groups, which I really enjoyed, I felt gypped right away. I'm like, I'm not going to experience this fully. I'm not going to enjoy it. Then we switched to online. There was a difference, and I could say that the relationships that started in Alpha, in person, I actually felt closer to the people online. And you wouldn't think that because we got a glimpse of their home life, and it wasn't just, here's this lady coming in after work, she's dressed to the nine, she's got to be a corporate person, and then you see her at home and she's in sweats and, and you see a child's head pop in around the corner to see what's going on, and you're like, oh, she's a mom. I really felt a little more connected that way. I realized, It gave me the strength and the confidence in myself to face that giant and to come home back to the church. This is the first time in my whole life I've ever felt this strongly about my faith, that I wanted to make it public. There is a song called Reckless Love, and it really just is how I felt about going through Alpha. The lyrics are, "Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God." And that is so, so true. I am that lost sheep, and I stepped away and I wandered, and I know through Alpha that he does love me because he came after me and he brought me back to this.
Thank you very much for joining us today and for supporting Alpha. If you're feeling moved to become a monthly partner, you can visit our regional giving website now and set up your account. Thanks for your generosity and for giving people the opportunity to experience real life change through Alpha.